Hello everyone, how's everyone today? Welcome to the Dirt Road Farmer. This is a Shellbrook Creek map, and I think today we are going to do a small tutorial on running multiple harvesters in the field with Courseplay. Now, I would love to be able to sit here and tell you that everything is going to work out great. I would love to be able to tell you that Courseplay is going to do exactly what they're supposed to do. Yeah. But you have to keep in mind that we're still in beta. Courseplay is still in beta. They're still working on it. They've come a long way. But we're still not completely there yet. But anyway, we are going to attempt, and I am going to show you how to set it up for two harvesters to run on Courseplay. And whether they do it or not, that is to remain to be seen. All right. I have not got two of them to run in a field without any problems at all. I've not had that yet. So anyway, we've had some updates, and I'm going to show you how to set them up. But we're in this field of soybeans. We should have a pretty good yield out of this field. We've got a 98% yield bonus, and it's been fertilized 100%. We planted this field. So let's get back here and let's get our harvester set up. Okay, now, as I had told you before, the first thing that you want to do when you go to set up a Courseplay course is go down here to where these waypoints are at, click on that, and if you have a course loaded into this field or into this tractor, combine, whatever it is you're trying to program, it'll show up down here and it'll say clear current course. You want to click on that. You do not want to load a new course in on top of an old course. Okay, now you want to go up here to the tractor with the gear, and you want to go down through here and show course. We're going to show all the waypoints for now. You can switch that to none. You can show no waypoints or just the beginning and the end. But I think for the purpose of this video, we're going to show all the waypoints. So, okay, we want to open the HUD with the mouse. That's great. Stop at the end. That's good. We only want him turning on the field because of all the trees and ditches and yeah. Avoid driving in the fruit. Yep, we don't want him destroying the fruit. Avoid reverse in or allow reverse in pathfinding for pathfinding. Yes. Pathfinding in the turns. Yes. All right. Fold tools at the end of the course. You want to deactivate that for right now anyway. There are problems with that, and it causes problems in the field while your harvester's trying to run. So just deactivate it. Raise tools late, lower early. That's what we want. Let's see here. Always unfold pipe. I I deactivated that because I can unfold it before I send him on his way. Stop while unloading? No, we're going to try to keep them unloaded with the grain cart. Combine self-unload? Same reason. I deactivate that because we're going to keep him running. We're going to unload him on the go with the grain cart. Unload on first headland? I deactivate that. Straw swap? I deactivate that. Now, if you're going to bale straw, which I don't know why you'd want to bale soybean straw, but anyway, for the purpose of this video, if you had wheat in the field and you wanted the straw, then you would want to enable that. So you would want to activate it. I deactivate it because I don't want the straw. I don't have any animals, and the straw is worth more on the field as fertilizer than it is if I bale it and sell it. Alright, no lane changes. Convoy distance, we're running 2 harvesters now. Now the convoy distance makes a big difference. And that's 252.6 feet is what I have him set at. Now it's important to remember that, what you set that at, because you want to set both of these harvesters up the same way. You don't want one harvester doing one thing and another harvester doing something different. You want to give them every opportunity to complete this task without any problems. All right, 15.5, 15.5, that's good. 9.3, yep, reverse and turns, yep. And of course the vehicle debug is deactivated. All right, at this point you want to save the game. All right, now let's get out of that because you've got that vehicle set up. All right, let's go back and let's set our second one up. Okay, you want to set this second one up exactly the same way. All right, first of all, you go down here to the waypoints. Nope, we don't have a course loaded. Nothing to get rid of. All right. Now we want to set this one up the same way. Show course. All right, we're going to show all waypoints just like on the other one. We want to be able to open our small HUD with the mouse. Stop at the ends activated. Turning on the fields activated. Avoid driving in the fruit, that's activated. Pathfinding for reverse is activated. Pathfinding for turns is activated. Alright, fold tools at the end of the course, that is deactivated. For right now, always deactivate that. Raise tools late, lower tools early. That's what we want. Always unfold the pipe. I deactivate that because I can unfold it. Stop while unloading, no. I deactivate that. Combine self unload, no. Unload on first headland, no. Lane changes, no. Convoy distance, same as the other one, 252.6. So it doesn't matter what you set this at. You just want to make sure that you set both of them at the same. Yeah. Otherwise, you got one harvester doing one thing and the other one doing something different. All right. Our speeds are good. All right. And let's save the game. All right. Now, we'll jump back out of that harvester. Let's go up to the first one. All right, let's jump in there and let's see what field this is. I think we're, just so we know, oh, okay, that's field 15 right here. Field 15. All right, so now we are going to create a course. All right, first thing we want to do is go down at the bottom and click on Create Job. All right, you go up here, it says Field Work. No, we got to have Courseplay Field Work, CP Field Work. That's important. If you don't make sure you got CP Field Work, you're not going to get the outcome that you're looking for. Okay. Target position, it's the same as it was on that I have explained before. The only thing that's going to do is tell the tool, either the harvester, tractor, or whatever you're setting up, it's going to tell you where you want it to go. And that's all it's going to do. It's going to go there and it's going to quit. It's going to shut down. Okay? Now, if you don't want to drive your harvesters and stuff to the field that you're going to do and you want to give it a target position to go, that's where you want to use that. Me, I drive my harvesters to the field. I want to give them every ounce of help that I can give them to complete this task. All right, field position is what you're looking for. So you click on field position, and let's just come about right here and put it right there. All right, this is a field that we're harvesting, 15. All right, we'll bring up our course generator. There it is. Working with, that looks about right. Multiple tools. Excuse me. We have 2. Number of headland passes. I think we'll cut that down to 2 headland passes, because now I want to explain to you, you know, with Courseplay being in beta, when it first started out, if you were running, when multiple tools first started, if you were running 2 harvesters in the field, 2 headland passes meant that both of them was going to go around one time. That's your 2. You know, each harvester makes a row or a headland pass. All right, well, they have changed that. So I want to make sure everybody understands that what I told you 2 or 3 weeks ago could have changed by now. This particular thing did change. So now if you set it for 2 headland passes, that means each one's going to go around 2 times, and you will have 4, a total of 4 rows taken off your headland pass. I hope you understand that. Okay, so we're going to set the headland passes to 2. All right, start work on the headland. Yes, that is correct. On harvesting, you always want to do the headland passes first. That keeps the harvesters from running into your fruit while they're trying to turn around. Now, the corners, you can set this for whatever you want. I usually set it for smooth. I really don't want them harvesters stopping on the field, especially that lead harvester. I don't want him stopping. I just don't want any problems, so I usually set it at smooth. Headland direction clockwise, that's good. Headland overlap 3%, that's fine. Now, we are going to set this up in lands, the field center in lands, strictly because there has been some problems, and I do not know if they're corrected or not, with the harvester turning around and coming right back and hitting the other one head on if you choose up and down. So for all practical purposes, we're going to set this up for lands, and it should work out okay. Up and down direction, that's automatic. We'll let them figure that out. Rows per land, 6. Yeah, you can cut it back if you want to, but I think 6 will be fine. We don't have any islands out there to bypass, but the field margin, no, we got to cut this back. I usually cut it back to 0.6, 0.6. All right, now we've got that all done. We're going to generate the field course. We'll give it a few minutes. All right, it looks like it's got it generated for us. Okay. Now, at this point, we could put this first guy to work. We're set up on the first waypoint, but what we need to do is we need to save this course, because we want to load this same exact course into our second harvester. So why don't we just do that? We'll go over here, and the first thing you have to do in order to save that course so that you can load it in the second harvester is you've got to create a folder. So we're going to create a new folder, and we're going to call that field 15. All right, and then you go over here and push OK. And now up here you see you've got field 15 saved. That's a new folder. All right, you want to save this course, and you want to save it in 15, save course in 15, and we're going to call that harvest to H for 2 harvesters. Okay, and press OK, and there is your course, harvest to H for 2 harvesters. Okay, now let's get out of this and let's bring up our HUD. You right click your mouse and it brings up your HUD. Now this is right, we want him on the left, one left, but we want to set it for the first waypoint, and this is your course, harvest 2 harvesters. Alright, go over here and click the arrow and tell him to go to work. Alright, now let's see here. No. Tell him to go back to work. I hit the wrong button. Alright, we're going to jump out of there. And we'll go back to our second harvester. Okay. And we need to go back into the HUD. And we need to load a course. We need to load that course that we saved on that first harvester. We need to load it into this course. Alright, so you hit load course, go up and hit that, and you should be good to go. Alright, now let's X out of that, and right here you see you loaded that course, harvest 2 harvesters. That's the course name that. Alright, and then you want to go to first waypoint. Alright, over here, first left, no. Number 1, we want to go number 1 right. So this harvester will run on that side of the line. Okay, this one up here is set for one left. This one is set for one right. Both of them are ready to go to work. Let's tell this guy to go to work. And let's see what happens. All right, right down here is where we put their waypoint to start. All right. Well, I'm glad to see that second one is holding up. It was beginning to worry me there for a minute. He needs to obey that 252 feet convoy distance. So let's hope that he does. All right, everything is looking pretty good so far. All right. Now let's go up here and get in this lead harvester and make sure they get around this corner up here. Wrong way. All right. Now we've got our grain wagon sitting over here, our auger wagon, so that we can chase these guys, keep them emptied out. But you know, the problems that I've had with the multiple harvesters has not been on the headland passes. The main problems that I've had with them is actually the up and down or the center rows. So everything is looking pretty good right now. So we're just going to watch them get around this corner up here. And I've got faith in them. What do you think? Are they going to make it? Well, we'll soon find out, won't we? Normally, I would have a truck set up on auto drive down here to haul the grain. But the grain is, the silo that we're going to dump this in is sitting right alongside this field. I can run over there in a grain cart and dump it faster than I can have a truck take it back and forth. So we'll collect it in the grain cart, take it over and dump it. All right. Yeah, it looks good so far. Yep. Great job. Great job. All right. Well, we're going to let these guys go on around this field, and we'll just keep an eye on them. All right. They have successfully made it all the way around the field with absolutely no problems at all. This is their first headland pass. And they're getting ready to start their second headland pass. So we want to make sure that the transition from this row goes to the second row without any difficulties. And like I said before, I really haven't had any problems with that. It's whenever they start the center rows, that's whenever I've had the problems. But not today, right? Right. Not today. They're going to do this right today. But just keep in mind that we did set them up right. That is the correct way to set them up. Now, whether they follow that course and do what they're supposed to do, yeah, that could be a whole different thing. And I'm not responsible for that. But the only way to get it to operate correctly is to use it. Just use it and let them see what it's doing. So, yeah, see, it looks like they transitioned over just fine. Absolutely no problems whatsoever. All right, man, that does look good. All right, well, we're going to go get the grain cart. We're going to keep them emptied out. All right, well, it looks like they're doing a great job so far. We do want to make sure they're emptied out before they start trying to do their center rows, because we're going to be out of the grain cart and we'll be in probably the lead harvester, just to make sure nothing goes wrong. Now, I could quit while I'm ahead and say, okay, that's the way it is. But I'm not going to do that. We're going to make sure, or we're going to see if they're going to do their headland passes correctly. Yeah, it's not like me to do half videos and say, okay, well, that's the way you do it, and say, well, I'm going to call it a video. No, I'm not going to do that. We're in this together. I have showed you how to set them up, and now we need the reward, and we need the reward together. We need to make sure that they're going to do it. So, and like I said, if they don't, well, that's Courseplay in the making. It really has nothing to do with the way we set it up. We set it up right. They're just not following and doing what they're supposed to be doing. So, but we'll find out. And we're getting real close to finding out. Getting real close. So, we just want to make sure they're emptied out before they go into that their center rows. That way, if we need to correct them and get them on the right track, and or bring a bulldozer in and bulldoze them off the side or whatever. I'm just kidding. But you got to keep a sense of humor with it. Yes, I am a little more serious when it comes to farming than a lot. But you still got to keep a sense of humor when it comes to things that you can't control. I do not have the IQ for any of this, and I'm being honest with you. So, yeah, we're at the modder's mercy, or I am at least. But anyway, we're going to get over there and we're going to get in that lead harvester and find out where he's going to go. All right, we are in the lead harvester, and we're going to find out where he's going to start the center rows. So right now we do not know. I would think, if I had to take an educated guess, I would say they will go down to the far end and get in a row coming back this way. Now that's what I would think. But Maybe, maybe not. But we'll just watch them. Everything is going real good so far. They have successfully made their 2 headland passes without any problems whatsoever. So let's see where this lead harvester goes right now. All right. I would have thought he'd have picked the header up and went a little faster down this row, but as long as the second harvester don't pick his header up and go faster down this row, we're going to be okay. We want them obeying that 252 feet convoy distance. Now, I want to talk to you about that convoy distance. The difference between Courseplay on FS22 versus what we had on FS19. When you set that convoy distance on FS19, that was a minimum distance. Okay? They could get farther apart. But the minimum distance that they would maintain between one another was the distance that you set. In other words, they wouldn't get any closer than the distance that you set. In this particular case, it would be 252 feet. All right? Well, on FS22, they've got it set up so far in beta to maintain 252. You understand what I'm trying to say? In other words, they're not going to get any farther apart than 252, and they're not going to get any closer. They're supposed to maintain 252 all the time. Now, I can see where that is a good thing if they get that to work correctly all the time, because it'd be a whole lot easier to take care of your harvesters and maintain your harvesters if they're not scattered out all over the field. So, all right, we are getting into where it's going to get iffy, but at least he didn't turn back down that road and meet that harvester head on. Now that's a good thing. All right. It looks like, all right. That looks good so far. Now let's make sure the second one does the same thing. He should come in on the left of this one. And it looks like he is. Excellent. Very good. Very good. All right. We'll just keep an eye on them. Make sure they keep getting turned around in the right place. All right. All right. Now this lead harvester is getting to the end of this row. The other one is doing exactly what he's supposed to do. All right. Now, when this lead harvester gets to the end of this row, he should make a left turn and just make a complete U-turn and come back down the row right next to him on the left side. And then the harvester in back of him, whenever they get to the end of the row, they should go around and come on the other side of him there, if that makes any sense. I'll show you here in just a minute, providing they do what they're supposed to do. All right, now he's making his left turn. He should come right on around. And that's, yep, that's what he's doing. That's exactly the way he's supposed to do it. All right, now the other harvester should come in over here on the right-hand side of him. We'll just make sure he does that. Now you see how this lead harvester is slowing down? He'll slow down and he's waiting on that second harvester because they are supposed to maintain that 252 feet. So they have successfully done this. They've made their turnaround. They are doing their lands. Excellent job. All right, we're going to keep our eye on them, but we're going to go get in the grain cart and get them emptied out. All right. I am sure happy to see that they made the transition from the headland passes to the center rows. That has been a problem in the past. But you know what they say, the past is the past. It's the future that we have to look forward to. So we'll just keep that in mind. All right, we've just about got him emptied out. We'll go back and we'll get our second one. Excuse me. Now you can see how if they maintain that 250 feet or whatever the distance is that you set them at, if they maintain that, that is going to be great, because you're not going to have to chase these things all over the field and they get all scattered out. Because that can be quite difficult. I mean, if you've got 4 or 5 of them running, yeah, that can be quite difficult. So I can see where this is going to be a great tool. If they can just perfect it and get it to where it'll work all the time. All right, we're going to let him go around and get in his row. All right, now if you watch our lead harvester, he's slowing way down. He's waiting on this guy. All right, everything looks great so far. We'll just keep an eye on them. All right. Well, as you can see, they left a strip over there, and that is due to the fact that they are trying to square this field up, and they're compensating for the width of the field and everything. Normally I wouldn't be worried about that if there was one harvester running in the field, but we're going to watch them and see how they handle that strip. So I think I know how they're going to approach it. but I don't know. We just want to make sure that they don't run into one another. The choices are, number one, they could ignore it and just leave it, not do it. Or they can go down, because that's part of their, that is part of their track. That's their waypoints down there. So let's just keep an eye on them. They're doing great. They haven't missed a beat. I mean, doing fantastic. All right, so let's see what he does. Well, it looks like maybe he's going to go down and do something down there. All right. It looks good so far. All right. You see, the field ain't square, so they're squaring it up. Man, I am tickled to see this. I really am. If you've been watching my videos, you know that I am constantly working with Courseplay, trying to get it to do what I know it's capable of doing. We've been waiting on the updates. We've been waiting on them to get it perfected. And look how much closer we are now to getting it to do what we want it to do. Very, very good. Now that second harvester, he should come in over here on the right side of this harvester. Well, what he's going to do, yeah, okay. He's going to get it figured out. But you see how this first harvester's waiting on him. That is going to be a great tool. Hopefully they can get it perfected. Hopefully they can get it perfected and where they won't run up on one another. All right. Everything is looking real good. All right, I see how they're going to do it. We're going to let them do it, and we're going to go get in a grain cart and get them emptied out. All right. See what's happening here? They didn't obey their... I was really hoping that we were going to make it. All right. They didn't obey their distance. All right, so we're going to just help them out a little bit here. No reason to get excited. They didn't do what they were supposed to do. All right, now we're going to get back in this guy. And we're going to back him up manually here. And we're going to run him down the field just a little ways. Get their distance back. Alright. And then we'll just tell him to go to work. Alright. Now, let's go back to this guy. Actually, let's go back to the first guy. Because he needs to start at the closest waypoint. Yep, the nearest waypoint. Alright. And the reason for that is if we put him to start at the first waypoint, they'll go all the way back to where they first started. Alright. So now this guy's the same way. We want to start him at the nearest waypoint. So we'll pull him up here. Alright. And tell him to go to work. Alright, it looks like we've got them off. Okay. Now we'll just keep an eye on them. And that is why, for a while, you need to leave them waypoint lines up there so that you can kind of see what they're doing and be able to correct them. So, all right, we'll go back and get in that lead harvester, and we'll just see what where he goes from here. Now they have no more down this way, so they're gonna have to go to the left because they've cleaned every bit of that up, and they did a very good job. No complaints whatsoever. But the problem has been all along is that they lose, I guess you could say, sight of one another, and they just they lose the distance. They don't know where each other's at. So, but it has improved greatly. I mean, a big improvement. But you know, it's like I say, you can set it up correctly, which we did. We set it up correctly. But then it's up to them to follow how you set it up. And they're working on it. Just this morning, we had an update on Courseplay. So we are operating with the very latest release of Courseplay. Almost every day I go in and I look for updates on it. And like I said, this morning we had an update on it. So they're working on it. And there was something that they fixed in there that had to do with convoy mode. So we just have to be patient. I know it's hard sometimes. It's hard to be patient sometimes. But as you can see, this tool is going to be just absolutely fantastic. When it's working correctly 100% of the time, yes, it is going to be great. So anyway, we're just going to watch them. All right. Now, we are coming up on a place where we had the problem last time. They are completing this side of the lands center, and what it means, we had our land set up for six lands. That means 3 passes on this side, 3 passes on the other side, if you're following me. That means they're going to make 3 passes on each side, and then they'll go to a different lands and they'll set up 6 more. Okay, so this makes the second one. The first one, on the last of it, is where they had their trouble. So we're going to find out right now if they have the same problem here. Our second harvester is stopped, and I don't know why. All right, he started up again. So this guy's going to wait on him, which is the way it should be. All right, he's creeping forward. The closer that guy gets, this guy is going to creep forward. But this is where they had their problem last time. Is whenever they finished up one section and moved over to this section. So we'll just watch them. They've covered a lot of territory here. Covered a lot of field. Harvested a lot of soybeans. But it looks to me like they are staying in touch with one another this time. This lead harvester is inching forward. So he sees that guy back there. Whereas last time he didn't see him. He lost him. Well, right now he should. I think probably what he's doing is waiting on that second harvester to lower his header. All right, now you see what's happening? All right, he's not. Nope. We're going to have to stop him. They lost one another. Did you see that? All right. Now, that ain't going to work. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go over and get in this lead harvester because he lost that second one. Yep, that's, and we'll shut him down. All right, and let me get rid of the cursor. Let's get around here, and we'll run him up there a little ways by hand. Yeah, that's where they're having a problem, is whenever they finish up that one lands mode. All right, we've got him up here. We've got him set. Let me get my cursor back to the nearest waypoint. He's still one left. Let's tell him to go to work. All right, now let's go back and get in our second one. We've got him set for the nearest waypoint. One right. All right. Now let's see if they find one another, and they should go from here. All right, the first guy is moving. And this guy's, yep, he's going to start moving too. Okay, so that is one of the things that they're going to have to work on, is they're losing one another whenever they leave that last pass of the lands mode. Lands center row. So they'll work on it. They'll get it. But what a big improvement so far. Big improvement. So anyway, we're going to get in the grain cart and we're going to try to get these guys unloaded. All right. Now this is the same scenario as the last two times. Only we're back here in the second harvester this time so that we can stop him if he doesn't, or if that first harvester loses him. It did it 2 times in a row, and I kind of half expected to do it this time. So we'll just keep an eye on them. Now, you know where we set our lands to 6. It could be possible that if we set that lands to 4 and shorten that distance a little bit, it could be that they won't lose one another. I don't know that. I don't know that at all. But I'm just throwing that out there. We set it up correctly. We set it up the way that we wanted it to run. Only they're not running it that way. They have a problem. So just keep in mind, you know, if you set it up, if you follow what I told you to do, you will have a real good outcome. Only it looks like 6 lands per section. It looks like it might be a little bit too much. It looks like they're just losing one another on this last pass. So we'll see. We're coming up on where the problem happens, and we'll be here to stop them and get them headed, you know, in the right direction again. So that's just something that Courseplay is gonna, or the modder's gonna have to work on. Like I've said many times before, this is way above my IQ level. How they get all this to come together and run like this. It's just, for me to sit and throw rocks, absolutely not. No way. All right, now let's see here. Yep. You see what's happening? That first guy lost him. All right, we're going to stop him right there because that first guy just lost him. And this is the way it's been on you know, all along. This makes the 3rd time in a row that that's happened. So we know where that problem is. Now we'll run this guy up here a little ways. All right. All right, he's set for the nearest waypoint. 1 left. Just tell him to go to work. Okay. Now we'll go back and get in our other one. Back him up a little bit. All right. He's set at the nearest waypoint. 1 right. Let's tell him to go to work. All right, the guy in the lead harvester, he should be moving. He should be going. It don't look like it looks like he started moving. So now they're going to have to, this back harvester is going to have to slow down a little bit. And I mean, he's not. You can clearly see that they have just completely forgot about their convoy distance. Yeah. Completely forgot about it. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to stop him right here. We're going to back him up just a little bit. We'll get in that lead one. And we're going to stop him. And we're going to run him manually down here. Try to increase that distance. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. And we've had that distance control problem for a while now. So Anyway, we're going to go ahead now. We'll stop right here and tell him to go to work. And we're going to get back in this one, and we're going to tell him to go to work. All right. Now maybe they'll adhere the distance. And they're not. I don't understand what the problem is. They're just losing one another. They're losing their distance. All right, well, now that lead harvester, he's going to have to start a new lands, and this is what I was fearing, is him cutting in front of the other one, being they're so close. All right. It looks like they're trying to find their distance again. In a way. They're not trying near hard enough, though. Okay, now it looks like they're trying to find their distance. This guy is holding up. Okay. Well, I hope that you have found this somewhat. All right, see what's happening here again? They've just completely lost one another again. Yeah, I would say that Courseplay has got some work to do. It's not there yet, and this is the easy part. There's no reason for them to be losing one another right here. No reason. All right, we'll get him up here a little ways. Alright, now we'll just tell him to go back to work. Do it right this time. Now we'll go back to the second guy. We're going to have to back up a little bit. Alright, and we'll tell him to go back to work and quit running up on the back of the other guy. Alright. Keep your distance and go. And it looks like that may be just what they're going to do. Now they've found their distance again. All right. Well, I hope that you have found this video somewhat helpful. I promise you that the tutorial part of this video is right. That is the way that you set them up. Now, the way that they run, the problems that we've had, that's just clearly a problem with the programming. That's in the scripting, and there's nothing that I can do about that. I would if I could. If I knew how, I would. But like I said, that's just way above my IQ level. So we sit back and we work with them. We let them do their job. Make sure you keep the latest edition, the latest update to Courseplay, and just work with it. That's all you can do. As far as breaking anything, you're not going to break anything. Don't be afraid to use it. You're not going to break anything. You may have some cleanup work to do. They may not finish the job. They may not get it done. But at least you tried. And you set it up correctly. You did the job right. So, anyway, I think we'll call this a video. And if you've liked this, please go down there and give me a like. I'd sure appreciate it. If you would like to follow my content, go down there and hit that subscribe button. Won't cost you anything. You'll just get a notification whenever I post a new video. If you'd like to share this with somebody that's could be struggling with Courseplay, please do. Please share it with anybody that you'd like to share it with. Be my guest. But until tomorrow, this is the Dirt Road Farmer. And as always, thank you for watching.